Welcome back to Just Scale Models. Today we're taking a look at something from AMT Ertl. This is the U.S.S. Enterprise Starship from Star Trek The Next Generation. So here's on the front cover, you can see our illustration of NCC-1701-D. A little bit more description here. Continue on the side flaps. You can see here kind of display stand versions, or do you want just the hull or the saucer section? You might recognize this photo from a lot of the introduction or kind of the cut scenes from the series. Here's actually a crew photo of the cast. On this side, a little bit more description. This is number 6619. This side, a little bit more information in different languages, barcode, and this is from 1988. Again, the number there in the corner. On the back or bottom, we do have some information from AMT Ertl on a little bit more information on the model, being that paint and cement not included, those type of disclaimers. Here we actually have a number 893 or 0893. Remove the cover. You can see this has been worked on. A little bit of paint. It could be touched up a little bit and brought up to speed here. You can see here the cement has aged strangely, so this will need a repainting for sure, but you can see here pretty much the hull section has been completed. Not all the nacelle work has been done. You can see here still some of the clear pieces on that tree. Here's part of the display stand. More nacelle pieces loose. Another display stand. So you actually have two display stands. One just for the lower hull per se over here, and one for the saucer section, or if you decide to mount it all together, I do believe it does balance on either, well, actually the lower stand here is much stronger to be able to take all this weight. But you can see here the recognizable saucer, well, quote unquote, saucer section. In reality, here you can see is more elliptical in shape. See here a little bit of space here for hangar deck and how this actually assembles there on top of the lower hull. And this would separate. What's interesting is this is actually how the location of the phaser banks. So however that is directed throughout this arc. That's kind of interesting. You see how the various exterior windows and then hull plating have been molded in there. I did do a little bit of dark shading initially, but again, this does need a full paint. Going a little bit out of order here. Here we do have a large decal sheet I kept here in this comic book bag. Again, I do have some loose pieces. Here's a subscription card to Blueprinter, and here are the instructions. So what's interesting is the way it folds out. You see here U.S.S. Enterprise from Star Trek The Next Generation. Got a little bit of oopsies on paint there. And let's see, you can see here the style of instructions is actually kind of a large fold out, as you can see here, but with typical text, parts numbers, and step-by-step assembly. But this is very text driven, as you can see. A lot of text. Continue on this side. You can see why I held off on the paint, because as you can see, what may not be apparent always in the TV series is the level of different painting of the different areas on the hull is quite intense. as you can see there. In fact, I would love to just reproduce this page of the instructions and hang it up as a poster, because this is pretty amazing, the level of detail, as you can see here. And then what's not always apparent is the side view of NCC-1701-D. It's actually a pretty aggressive spaceship design. So pretty interesting there. But taking a very, very quick look at a now vintage model of the U.S.S. Enterprise Starship, NCC-1701-D, from Star Trek The Next Generation by AMT Ertl. This has been another unboxing video. Feel free to check out other unboxing videos on the channel. We used to do some show and tell videos, as well as a selection of book review, media reviews. Feel free to check all those out. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.